Let's turn now to Providence, Rhode Island, where officials have released the person of interest in the fatal mass shooting at Brown University. The search now continues for the shooter behind this weekend's attack that left 2 students dead and 9 others injured. Officials released this surveillance footage showing the person they believe carried out the shooting on Saturday. Police called on the public to send them any additional video evidence that could help with the investigation, and that includes ring footage and videos taken inside buildings on campus. They say there is no immediate threats to the public at the moment. Now, this is dramatic footage inside a classroom during the attack, and you can see students hiding behind tables and desks during the emergency shelter-in-place order. Police escorted those students from the classroom moments later. Still, the community mourns the loss of their fellow classmates. One student spoke about his roommate, who he says was killed during the shooting.
Just a ball of joy, ball of energy. He's honestly makes sure everybody else he raises everybody else up.
All right, listen. I'm gonna give all glory, praise, and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahushua Waharakakudash. All right, as much as I can, I'd like to glorify the names of the Most High through His only begotten Son and the Holy Spirit of truth. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the mighty men laboring before myself and the others who I believe to be the true shepherds that the Most High through His Son have set up to lead us back to the Most High through His Son, you know, in truth, necessary for our salvation. And peace, mercy, and grace being to the household of faith. The household of faith being you believers out there that might come across this video. You believe in who the Lord has set up, you know, as pastors to feed you and edify you, and you know, prepare your minds and hearts and souls for, you know, these last days and these perilous times, which the scriptures prescribe. Okay, we have this shooting, and what stood out to me about it is yet another manhunt underway. Right, another manhunt, and like this comment says, it says the feds know where every innocent person in this country ate for breakfast, but can't find this guy, and that's true. And it's funny because the plays are getting so predictable and so reoccurring that someone with sense, you know, any of you men out there with sense, you see it. So now we're on another manhunt, which. What's going to come to save the day with this? Technology. And this is all paving the way for Palantir, okay? Palantir. Because what Palantir, let's look at this.
Their tech is reportedly used by Israel in Gaza to power AI-driven targeting systems, and Trump wants to use it for a database of all U.S. citizens. But what exactly is Palantir? The U.S. company Palantir Technologies was founded in 2003 by controversial entrepreneur Peter Thiel. It's named after an artifact from Lord of the Rings, one of Thiel's favorite books. Palantir builds powerful software that helps governments and companies analyze massive amounts of data. They established themselves especially in the policing and defense sector.
And schools have something like this in them right now. And that's something I've been paying attention to because I work around the schools. And, you know, every time you go in, like to the main office, they have the cameras with these, the TVs with these things zooming in on the students. They're about to release this technology, and with the technology, and they're probably gonna show it in this clip, but it's gonna be AI surveilled. It's gonna analyze gait patterns. It's gonna be able to recognize your biometrics. Let's watch it.
Receiving initial funding from the CIA. Today, Palantir is worth nearly $300 billion. Now, the Trump administration says it wants Palantir to build a national database of all Americans. That means combining data from different departments, for example, ICE and DHS. Usually, this data is kept separately for cybersecurity reasons. Now, they would all be in one place and analyzed by AI. The system would not only know everything about you, but could also make predictions of what you might do. Worst case, it flags you as a potential threat to public safety without you knowing it. Critics warn that such a system could lead to unprecedented levels of surveillance and data misuse. For example, to target dissidents or government critics.
Damn.
Their tech is...
Damn, this is a good video right here. I have to rewatch this one, but yeah, so you already, get the gist of that. So this is what's coming. So these little events are going to continue in order to justify bringing in this technology, this surveillance AI database with everyone's info to pretty much essentially weed out all the undesirables, and only keep the obedient sheep for the NWO. So let's look at other news, because you also have the shooting in Australia, which was supposedly behind Hanukkah. All right, let's check this out. Catch a short one. So now you got the issues supposedly under attack now.
Tonight in Australia, horror and heroism. Thousands running for their lives down Sydney's famous Bondi Beach. As police say, two shooters, a father and son, opened fire with long guns on a Jewish community event celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. At least 15 people were killed, including a 10-year-old girl and a Holocaust survivor, and around 40 more wounded in what authorities...
Hold up, what did they just say? No, they didn't. Hold on.
As police say, two shooters, a father and son, opened fire with long guns on a Jewish community event celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. At least 15 people were killed, including a 10-year-old girl and a Holocaust survivor, and around 40...
Oh my God, the humanity. So now they gonna pluck on the strings talking about a damn cost survivor. Okay. I give up. Let's
more
go.
wounded in what authorities say was a targeted terrorist attack.
An act of evil anti-Semitism, terrorism that has...
And around 40 more wounded in what authorities say was a targeted terrorist attack.
An act of evil anti-Semitism.
And there you go. Anti-Semitism. There it is. So you got that happening. Then you got the Brown shooting, the technology. They finna roll this thing out, and this thing is gonna be rolled out to root out anyone speaking against these people, man. And this is just Esau, the head of Esau, pushing forward the blessing. See, and we in the last time where they gonna have their last go at this thing, man. The Lord is gonna really blot out Amalek for sure this time, and that's what I want to push in this video. Right now, the spirit I want to push right now. Amalek. Deuteronomy 25 and verse 17. And it says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not God. That's the same spirit of these people today, man. They don't give a damn. Old, young, they own people. They don't give a damn, man. These people are low down, dirty little rascals, man. Verse 19, it says, therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, right? In the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. Let's look up blot. What is that word for blot in the Hebrew? Hebrew. All right. Blot out, which is macha. All right, macha, which means to wipe out, to obliterate, to exterminate. See, extermination in the Bible, man. And the Lord is going to have these people exterminate. See, but when we went into the land, the command was given unto King Saul. Was it King Saul? Yeah, it had to be Saul, because David came in instead. Saul's disobedience, 1 Samuel chapter 15. 1 Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of the host, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all them that have, and spare all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep and camels and ass. So this was the Lord's plan as way of judging them, the Amalekites. See, because he said he remembered it, so he was going to judge them via Saul. This is generations later, right? This is generations later. This is what, 300-400 years or something later, 500 years later, something like that. And so Saul ended up not hearkening and not getting every last one of them, getting rid of every last one of them. See, because Amalek would do it to us if they could. But yeah, Saul's disobedience, and then David ended up stepping up soon, being anointed, which that was all set up in the spirit. But and you know, these guys, one of the shooters had this clearly Islamic name. So you got the Muslim aspect. You know, they're gonna be throwing that in there too. Shore Jewish community vows not to back down after Australia shooting. Sydney, what's the guys' names? Cause they ain't got no problem putting their names out there. Then you have some random heroic guy step in. Look, oh, look at this. Australia vows crackdown on guns and anti-Semitism after shooters kill 15. See, 1 and 5 is 6. So they're vowing crackdown on guns, and that was the plan anyway. To crack down on guns so that people will be defenseless, can't have guns, can't be armed, can't own, because what, 2030, that you should not. I about to say it like a commandment. Thou shalt own nothing and be happy. Right? You ain't gonna be able to own nothing. Then you got the anti-Semitism. You can't speak against the small hats because these are frauds. They're frauds, man. Deceit. What scripture say about deceit? Fraud and deceit. Riches got by deceit. Oh, that's let's get this. Psalms 10:7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Yep, and under this, behind this media is nothing but vanity and mischief. It's nothing but fraud, deceit. You know, these people ain't nothing but liars. But I was thinking about Sirach 10. I'm gonna get that real quick. And it's according to their calendar, it's Hanukkah. You know, people say Hanukkah, but I'm gonna talk about that in a second too. This is Sirach 10 and 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So this is what we waiting on. We waiting on the translation of the kingdom from Esau to Jacob. Because this ain't nothing but unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. See, and they gonna, and the way that they're gonna fulfill that vow and crack down, they're gonna bring in the that big boy tech. Let's get it again. You know, they're gonna bring in that big boy tech. Let's play it one more time. Play that Palantir, that little short from Palantir once more. We could play another one.
I'm sure you've heard of this company by now, but what do they do specifically?
Our enemies. We built this chain. We believe America's a great country and our enemies should suffer.
Okay, there's that, but here's what they also do and why it matters. Palantir software connects everything from surveillance footage, social media, phone records, and even border crossings. It uses that data to find patterns, helping governments find out who to target and when to strike. Basically, they give governments God mode. But here's why you should care. Palantir isn't bound by the same rules as the NSA. They don't need warrants or oversight, and it's exactly why governments love them. Your digital life, what you say, where you go, who you talk to, can be used to make life and death decisions. And you'll never know, because now it's being used for everything. To predict crime in American cities by flagging certain zip codes as high risk, to monitor immigrants that are illegally crossing the border, and now increasingly even tracking political protests. In a way, our basic freedoms can now be a security threat.
I don't think in win-lose. I think in domination.
Because their duty isn't to the public. It's to profit for the shareholders. And
so let's get, because it has to come to this, right? All the things of the scriptures have to be fulfilled. So this system, this tyranny has to manifest. It's much as it's gonna suck, but this has to happen. Revelation 13:11, and I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. See, we really hadn't experienced that. We've always experienced the 2 horns like a lamb, but the time is going to come where it's going to speak like a dragon, where it's going to be bad. It's not going to be fair. It's not going to be nice out here. It's not going to be all this liberty and freedom that we have and possess today that we've grown so used to, right? Because when you continue down the market, the requirement of the mark comes up. So it's gonna speak as a dragon first, and simultaneously the requirement of the mark is gonna be made, and it's all surrounding this technology. All of this shit is gonna all happen simultaneously, and the time is short. This time is short. We don't have that many more years off before we're walking, breathing, and deep in this thing. So yeah, man, the dragon gonna come down, but that's why the Messiah is gonna be sent back too, to make war with the dragon and his technology, aka his angels. This Rev 12:7, and there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels, right? This is what the Bible called the Lord of hosts. This represents part of his host. The angels, Michael, the angels, Yahushua. It says Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So these devils, Peter Thiel, Musk, the Rothschild, all these people, Gates, all these devils, man. Russia, goddamn China is included. All of these people, they all gonna have their tech, and they're all gonna make war with the Messiah and the angels and Michael them upon their return. That's in 2 Esdras 13th chapter. Verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. So their rulership is not going to be anymore. And that's why it says in Revelation 21, it says this, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So this kingdom, this heaven, this rulership of the heathen right now is not going to exist anymore. It's not going to be anymore. It's going to be, it's going to come to naught. You see? So, yeah, I just want to bring that out, man. That's pretty much it. Let me look at some more of these comments. This is honestly so dystopian and scary. See, and that's why the Lord, come on, man, I will not leave you comfortless. Is that John 14? Yep. We get John in 17 and read down to verse 18. It says, even the spirit of truth whom the world cannot receive, but because it seeth him, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. And the Lord is coming to us through the truth, through the comfort of the scriptures, that we might have hope. Comfortless is the word like orphan, beareth of those bereft of a teacher, God, guardian. So he wouldn't leave us without a guardian, without a shepherd, without a hand. He didn't forsake us. It's beautiful. So that's, to us, we have this to look forward to. But someone like this on the corner, they don't have anything to look forward to. When you look in the world, if you ain't got the Holy Spirit and you don't know the truth, and you look at all this shit, it's scary. It's like, well, what do we do? Like, how do we? But we got the comforter, man. We know the rock coming commenting to push the algorithm. We shall comment for the algorithm to push Jen. This need to be seen by as much people. But see, yeah. By giving this video a thumbs up. Hope this goes viral. Big brother is watching. See, it don't matter, man. The thing is, they blessed with this. The Most High blessed them with this technology. Making it go viral and people waking up to it and knowing about it ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. You ain't gonna stop it. Y'all ain't got the gall, number one. So anyway, man, I'm going to go ahead and close out. I pray this was an edifying lesson. Give me all the glory, praise, and honor once more to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Till next time I say, Shalom.